I think we might get relegated. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to OAPFC. It's episode number 2 today, and in episode 1, we got ourselves started here as we took over as manager at Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, it's quite apt because it actually sounds like quite a nice name for a retirement home, doesn't it? Oh, Grandad, where are you going to be living now? Oh, well, I'm going to be living in the Crystal Palace. In that first episode, we made our first over 35-year-old player signings, and we brought in the likes of, let me just find the list, it was quite a few. We brought in Max Rodriguez, Miranda, Fabio Quagliarella, Joaquin, Morten Gamps Pedersen, Nigel de Jong, Demba Ba, Arjen Robben, Felipe Luis, Dani Alves, Gianluigi Buffon, and Marco Parolo. And since then, I've actually brought in a few more as well, and I'm going to continue to do so. As soon as these players turn 35, I'm going to try and bring them into the club, see if we can become good, because, I mean, it didn't start great, did it? In the first game of the season, we lost 5-1 to Liverpool. Which is quite worrying. But then again, Liverpool are really good, aren't they? So you'd expect things to improve from there. You'd expect. Since that game with Liverpool, we've actually played 6 more Premier League games, a couple of cup games, and some friendlies as well. How many of those Premier League games do you reckon we've won with our team of old players? If you guessed only 2, then you would have been correct. If you guessed less than that, then come on, have a little bit of belief. The only games that we have won since that first game with Liverpool is a 2-1 win against Aston Villa. We won this thanks to Quagliarella scoring twice. We also beat Brighton 2-1. And that was it. Quagliarella also scored twice in that game. He's been not really our only good player. Other results to have a look at. We just snuck past Swindon in the Carabao Cup thanks to an own goal in the 91st minute. I mean, that didn't bode well after the Liverpool loss, did it? We lost 3-1 to Chelsea. Marco Parolo scored, but Chelsea scored 3. We then did beat Sunderland 3-0 in the Carabao Cup. Somehow, we actually had a pretty good game here. We won 3-0. Parolo, Quagliarella and Pablo Hernandez with the goals. We then had that win against Aston Villa, a 2-1 win before playing Manchester United in the next round of the Carabao Cup. So the cup run ended here quite comprehensively. A 4-0 loss at Old Trafford. We then played Manchester United in the league, this time at home. And once again, though, we did lose. It was a goal from Martial and Bruno Fernandes. 2-0, we lost that game. The next game was the 2-1 win, which we mentioned against Brighton. I'd be lying if I said we deserved this, but 3 points, another 3 points on the board is not too bad. Despite this win, I still thought the team needed a little bit of a morale boost. So I had scheduled some friendlies. We played Bagshot and Biggleswade, which did help. We got some wins there. Demba Ba scoring a hat-trick against Bagshot. Put that one on your CV, Demba. The morale boost didn't necessarily work, though, because in between those friendlies, we did lose 5-0 to Arsenal. They ran rampant at the Emirates. Dani Alves got sent off, but that was later on. Before that, we were we were terrible. 5.8 from Joaquin. And then in our most recent Premier League game, we fell to a 1-0 defeat to Southampton, in which Shea Adams scored in the 92nd minute. We almost managed to FM Southampton, but they did get a late winner towards the end. It means that, yes, I'm a little bit worried about relegation, and yes, I'm a little bit worried about what the future might hold for this OAPFC team that we have created here. We currently sit 16th in the league, played 7, won 2, lost 5, negative 12 in terms of our goal difference, which isn't actually the worst in the league. Thank you, Sheffield United, for losing all 7 of your games so far. When do we play them, actually? That could be something to look forward to. Quite a while away. Maybe next episode we'll start by playing them, depending on how we do in a live comm, which we are going to play today. The next league game is against Burnley. And before we get into this game with Burnley, let me just show you the couple of players that I have brought in more recently. Jermaine Defoe, somebody mentioned it in a comment, so I've gone ahead and brought in Jermaine Defoe. He was now interested. 38 years old, but still reasonably good, actually. Him and Quagliarella are going to be competing for that striker berth, although Quagliarella has definitely been our best player so far. I did also go ahead and bring in Rodrigo Palacio, who I think is still decent. Another forward option for us. We'll see whether he can make an impact. I'm not sure. I'm still kind of waiting to get to January. I know there's a couple of birthdays there where James Milner, for example, turns 35 in January. I will be moving straight away to see if we can bring him in. An issue I think we've been having, actually, is that all of these players are sort of seasoned pros. They know what they want. They want to be playing football. They don't want to be sat on the bench, and that has led a little bit to team cohesion being quite bad. I mean, it literally says poor there and it's red. It's never good if things are red on FM, I've found. Club atmosphere is also not great. Maybe because we brought in so many new players, someone's unhappy. It's Lucas Fabianski who wants to be starting. I mean, Lucas, just chill. You've got Buffon. He's a legend. Just sit down. He's going to retire soon. He's like 48. Just relax. As I mentioned then, we are going to play this game with Burnley in today's episode. We've got 1 or 2 injuries. I'm going to get this team ready. I feel like injuries kind of come with the territory. If you're going to sign all of these really old players, we're probably going to get injuries, aren't we? So I'm going to get it up to match day, sort the team out, get up to kickoff time, then we'll go and play this game together. Let's hope we can do better than a 5-1 loss. All right, then, here we go then. The team for this match with Burnley is going to look like this. In goal, it will be Buffon. The defence, Dani Alves at right back, Luiz at left back, Thiago Silva and Miranda in the middle. A very Brazilian-themed defensive line. In fact, they are all Brazilian except for Buffon in goal, of course. In the middle, we're going to have Fernandinho, another Brazilian, alongside Parolo. Parolo probably, I think on paper, our best player. These midfield two, probably our best players. However, Fernandinho has been shocking. He's actually been criticised loads in the press as well. So, I mean, can you turn it around now, please, Fernandinho? We're live in a live comm, so it's a good time to start playing very well. In front of those two, we're going to have Palacio on the left, Joaquin on the right, and Pablo Hernandez in the middle. None of these have been great so far. Pablo Hernandez, probably the best of the three in this middle. He's at least got a goal to his name, but we have been struggling. Up front, we're going to have Quagliarella, though, who has scored 6, lots of them as penalties, but still, he's a bit of a threat. Maybe a striker is something we need to look to bring in. By the way, thank you so much for all of your comments down below the last video. All of your recommendations I've been trying to sign. If they've not been brought into the club, it's mainly because they're not interested yet. For example, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Look, I tried to bring him in. He just doesn't want to join. I think as he gets older, hopefully he'll be more interested. Please do keep recommending them down below the video, though. It is really fun for me to go and check out how they are doing and actually whether they'd want to come and join us here at Crystal Palace. So keep the comments coming. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, good opportunity here for me to remind you that it really does help me out if you do subscribe. So click that button, turn the bell on for notifications, all that good stuff. Leave a like on the video too. Let's get into this game. I'm going to submit the team. Burnley at home, here at the retirement home, which is what we're calling Selhurst Park these days. All right, we're underway. Let the walking football commence. First highlight, it looks like we're going to be on the attack. Down the left-hand side, Fernandinho, I told him to step up. It's a poor cross and it's headed away. And this is where we have a bit of trouble. We don't really have the pace to stop pacey players like Dwight McNeil, who's running through to Ashley Barnes to give Burnley the lead. Right. That's not a good start. 1-0 to Burnley. I mean, this is really a problem. This is the problem. Dwight McNeil is just too fast. The tackle is desperate from, who is that? Thiago Silva gets nowhere near. Ashley Barnes, he beats Buffon in the goal. 1-0 Burnley, and already we trail. Oh, corner then. Here we go. Can we create something of our own? Joaquin in towards Miranda, and it's in. We've equalised. I don't know how it's a Palacio goal. It must have hit him on the line or something there. But the little tiny ponytail that he's got on the back of his head, does he still have that? I think it must have come off that and gone into the back of the net. Palacio equalises here. He's been terrible so far since he joined. I think it's hit him literally on the ponytail. It's 1-1 though, and we are back in this game. We've done Burnley with a set piece. I love that. Look at this formation from Sean Dyche. Very, very adventurous from him. Was expecting a 4-4-2. Westwood into Gutierrez. Burnley on attack again here then. Goodmanson through to Boyo Garcia. He's in. He's going to score. It's going to be 2-1 to Burnley. Right on the stroke of half-time as well. It's a terrible time to concede. And it's a very, very simple goal. Of course, it's his first ever goal for Burnley. Of course, it is FM. It's a nice bit of football from Burnley. Gutierrez and Westwood playing it around. Goodmanson, a little ball around the corner. Again, I think it's Thiago Silva that's struggling at the back. And Garcia gives Burnley the lead once again. Half time then, and I mean, there's been 7 shots between the two teams, which is probably what you'd expect. Right, we're starting the second half. Felipe Luiz is not playing well at left back. We don't have great options to bring on though. Quagliarella's not been great up front either. We're on the attack now though. Joaquin crossing for Palacio. Palacio hits it straight at James Tarkowski's chest. Right in there. Quagliarella's having a nightmare. I'm going to get him off. Let's do Jermaine Defoe. Let's give him a chance here against Burnley. What can he do? I've sent him on up front. We've got Hernandez struggling as well. And oh, do you know what? Maxi Rodriguez. Amble down the centre of the pitch for me. 10 minutes to go. We're not going to lose to Burnley, are we? Berate them. 5 to go. It's been quite even, actually. 3 minutes to play here. There is another highlight. Burnley on the ball. Playing it across to Westwood. Into Barnes. Into Brownhill. Into Barnes. Into the... This is thoroughly depressing. It's 3-1. Ashley Barnes is making us look ridiculous. How old is Ashley Barnes? Is he nearly 35? Can we sign him? It's a nice little bit of play. Brownhill with a very simple ball. Thiago Silva is nowhere near it once again. I'd probably say Thiago Silva is one of our better players, but he's been terrible in this game. He seems to be way off it, and Ashley Barnes has made it 3. And we're going to lose again. Are we going to be in the relegation zone? I've got a real worry that they're going to score again. Barnes has missed from a yard out. I've got a real worry that we're going to be in the relegation zone. The board want us to finish top half. There is the final whistle. And as I mentioned before, thoroughly depressing is that. Where are we in the league? Right, we're 17th. We're above Tottenham, which I think that might be the most Spursy thing I've ever seen. I don't know what to say about that. We've lost to Burnley at home 3-1. That, simply put, was not good enough. I've just told them there. It's back to the drawing board. Maybe I need to come up with a new tactic. What would you guys play with this team? I mean, can they play a 4-2-3-1 gegenpress? They just won't have the stamina for it. It is definitely back to the drawing board for us, though. I'm going to have to think about this because these players are simply not good enough. I will see you in the next episode where I'm going to play a few more games, hopefully figure some things out. Let's say we'll be back for this Sheffield United game. They've so far not won any games at all, so I'll be back for that game. Hopefully it won't be the two teams at the bottom battling it out in that match, and hopefully we would have put some points on the board before then, but who knows? That will also be the start of January, so we can start to bring some more players in. We'll have a bit of a transfer special for episode 3 as well. As always, though, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I can't win games, but I think I'm having fun with this save still. I don't know. Have a lovely rest of your day, though. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye. How old is Ashley Barnes, actually?